Oh, don't give me that. Get up here. Wounded wolf cub. Come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Kirk. You just got love for 4 hours. Get up here. Everybody, Amy, tell them a little bit about yourself.
My name is Amy Howard Wilson. Hands up, who's old school in the audience? Little show we did about 34 years ago called Star Blazers. I have the pleasure and honor of voicing Nova in the first 2 seasons.
Lovely. Thank you for being here.
Lovely to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Haberkorn, and see you guys on a I did Death the Kid and Soul Eater, Hikaru and Ouran High School host, Natsu from Fairy Tale, and lots of other I've got the tattoo for it. So happy to be here and happy to be sitting next to a Sabat.
I'm Christopher Sabat. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I always introduce myself that way. That's cool. I worked at Funimation for 1 billion years, and over that process of time, I cast myself on the following roles: Vegeta, Piccolo, Yamcha, Mr. Popo, Kami in the first season of Dragon Ball, and then Yu Yu Hakusho, I was Kuwabara. Alex Louis Armstrong in Full Metal Alchemist. Ayame in Fruits Basket. Zoro One Piece.
And I've been working on my Vegeta voice.
Yes. I'm gonna have to kill Todd now. Oh goodness, who am I sitting next to?
Me. Hi, I'm Ian Sinclair. I'm a voice actor. I used to direct. I did Black Butler. I'm in Hetalia. Just got announced as Brooke, and I'm just right backstage. Someone gave me one of these. Todd gave me one of these. Todd subbed that someone. So I'm going to put them together and I'm going to play with it because it's Brooke. That's me.
I'm Yong Bosch. I was Adam in Power Rangers. Vash and Trigun, Ichigo.
Who's that over there?
Hi guys, my name is Vic Mignogna. And I guess some of the roles I am known for would be Tamaki in Ouran High School Host, Phi in Tsubasa, Zero in Vampire Night, and of course Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist, Broly, Dragon Ball Z, Spirit in Soul Eater, and let's not forget Keldeo in Pokemon. Hey, you guys having a good weekend? Awesome.
I want to voice with you, hey, Victor.
I'm hearing a strange noise. I can't quite identify. What is that? What is it? What are you singing?
I was just singing, serenading you.
Bring it, come on.
I just did.
I didn't hear it.
It's your turn.
Rap battle?
Rap battle?
Rap battle!
Well, Jesse, how do you want to handle this?
I'm going to come out to you guys, and you guys ask a question, so lift your hands up really high if you have a really good, and it better be a good one. Remember the rules, no character voices, and no individual questions. They have to be questions that all of the voice actors can answer. Who wants to be the first question?
That's
I don't know who wants it really, really bad. I kind of like purple bandana guy over here. Stand up. What was your name?
My name is Kelly Morris.
What is your question?
What is the lamest role you ever voiced?
Ouch. Lamest role you've ever voiced?
Lamest?
The one that paid the least.
The lamest? Is that the question? I I would never do a lame role. No, I truly don't. I've only done two anime roles, and they were both really freaking awesome.
Let's see, lame role. Oh, one time, this isn't really for a show, but I used to call my friend's mother as my friend and have a conversation with the mother because I knew the friend so well, until a couple minutes in, she would ask me some super specific question that I didn't know the answer to. But it worked a lot, and I got cool presents out of it.
Keep our eye on him.
There was this one time where this dude, he was totally desperate. He needed voices for this puppet show that he was working on. And he asked me to do this voice for this puppet show. It was a Little Mermaid kind of thing. I don't know, can you tell him more about it, Todd? It was your show.
Well, the one song that I really enjoyed but we weren't able to use was Oh, lives in a pineapple under the sea. Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. If nautical knowledge be something you wish, then hop on the deck and flap like a fish. But yeah.
So because I refused to sing it is why we didn't use that song.
But he sounded really good at it. It was awesome.
How about you, Johnny? Well, no, I'm asking, and he has to answer the question.
What about you?
Have a lame role?
Go first? Yeah.
My lamest role was a guy in yellow. He died.
How many of you guys saw the anime series of Iron Man on G4? Well, I'm going to tell you a little story. This was why it was a lame role. They cast this actor.
Go ahead, Victor.
They cast this actor to play. He's from was it Heroes? To play Tony Stark, and he'd never done any voice acting before, and so he felt like he didn't want to do his own exertion noises and fighting noises. It hurt too much. So I was in recording my character for the show one day, and the director said, or actually the other guy had already recorded, the Tony Stark guy had already recorded, and my character was talking to him, and he said a line that he had already recorded, and then just for the fun of it, I repeated his line, only I imitated him. Just for fun. And the director said, "Oh my God, you sound just like him. Can I get you to do all of his fighting noises?" So after 15 years in voice acting, I ended up being the stunt voice actor for Iron Man. Whenever he was fighting or yelling or hitting the ground, I ended up being doing those things for him.
Ian, are you deferring? All right, who's got a really good question? Oh, I see the door waving over here. Okay. What's your name?
My name's Geass Softball.
And your question?
What's the most awkward situation you've been put into with a band?
What is it?
The most awkward situation you've been put into by a fan.
You mean today?
Hey guys, sound people, can you turn up the monitor volume a little bit? Yeah. Cool.
Check.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Who's next?
Awkward situation that we've been in with a fan?
Correct.
Fortunately, there hasn't been anything really uncomfortable. Sometimes when we get asked to sign things that we wouldn't ordinarily sign. Fortunately, that's probably the one and only thing. You sort of have to say no sometimes.
What's the most awkward thing you've said no to?
Well, I can't really say.
so one time somebody wanted me to co-sign with them on a...
Wink, wink.
Here. They wanted me to co-sign for this car for them, and they said, just sign right here. And I go, Vic, I'm not... You can do this.
Yeah, so some of the things that people have asked me to sign, I have to agree with you on that, are pretty dicey. I came up, I'm like, oh, this is some Dragon Ball manga I've never seen. Oh goodness. Oh wow, okay. So Goku and Gohan were very close, I see. Yeah, it was some pretty naughty stuff. And the people, when they hand it to you, they know what they're handing it to you. And they go, yeah, there you go. So now I recognize that face and I stop it before I'm like, no! Okay, let me see. Yeah.
I've been asked this at another con, and I was sad because I didn't have anything, and then the Lord gave me 2 different answers. One of them is a girl came up to me after one of my panels and just goes, can I touch it? Excuse me? Can I touch it? Well, your beard. Oh! Yeah, sure. No more of that, but yeah. And then the last con I was at, I leaned forward.
Now I know why they wanted to touch it.
Yours is fuller. And then I was at a con, the last con I was at, there's this little adorable 6-year-old boy with glasses, looked like Nicky in the movie, and he was like, I was like, hey, how's it going? The kid goes, jams are bigger than my nose. And then I go, oh, and then a jam is bigger than my mouth.
He's just preparing you to have children, man.
So you ate your own boogers!
You know what really does not feel good? Hand sanitizer up your nose. Yeah.
They haven't come up with a good nose sanitizer yet.
I was in Arkansas, and and a group of fangirls stood up and they were giggling, and they asked me in this Q&A if I was afraid of being raped by fangirls.
Well, are you?
Well, my response was, I am now.
Don't give them any ideas, Johnny.
Don't rape
Like nobody here. That was a story from a different time, not for today. You know, there have been a lot of really awkward stories over the years. That's one of the interesting things about doing this for a long time is you end up piling up a lot of really interesting stories. So many strange things. Awkward indeed. One time I was at a convention in Miami, Florida. And that's the story. That's right. But I was going back to my room. This was a long time ago. I was walking back to my room, and there was a young lady following me. I mean, like, I could be your dad.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Sweetheart, I'm your dad. That's why I've been ignoring you.
I said,
I am your father.
But no, I was like, oh, honey, no, please, no, don't. You're very nice, but no. You're very kind, but no. And so that was kind of awkward. She's like, literally, it was like the gazelle kind of a. She was just kind of stalking along in the shadows, and awkward. Okay.
I think it's always nice when people give you things. I mean, you can't help but be filled with gratitude when someone actually takes the time to make something for you, gives you something. The hard part is when they make like really, really big things that are really almost impossible to take anywhere with you. And the thing that gets me, doesn't get everybody, but I don't think I'm alone in this, but like sometimes homemade food really scares me because I have a phobia of leftovers and stuff like that. You can ask my wife. I am paranoid of food that's gone bad or whatever. So, and there was this one time where this girl brought this muffin, and she'd been holding it the whole time. You could tell, and it was like sweaty, and it was so awful looking. And she put it down. And she goes, "I brought this for you." I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much. I love muffins." And she goes, "Aren't you going to try it?" I go, "Oh, well, I'm just about to eat lunch, and I need to eat lunch." And right at that moment, like my handler had no idea. She came up, she's like, "Hey, we're not going to be able to eat lunch until like 3 today." I'm like, and so there was this moment of silence. I'm like, I'm a vegan? Yeah, they're vegan. It's just made of sweat and bamboo. Like,
I didn't know you had a phobia of leftovers, so I want to be like, "Hi, Chris, I'm yesterday's meat."
Seriously, it affects me.
It makes sense, because I remember being like, "Hey man, I have some of that leftover pulled pork. You want me to bring some?" He's like,
There are rules.
Let me see your hands! You got your name.
Chris, I would like to ask you all, what is the greatest and most traumatizing pitfall that an aspiring VA can fall into?
The greatest pitfall an aspiring VA can fall into?
being a cocky jerk. I'm not kidding, won't work. There are people that just have started out and day one they come and go, "Yeah, I'm about to own this place." And don't be that guy. Just don't be a jerk.
At least wait until you're successful to become a jerk.
I would say going into this business for the money. You can't do it for the money. You do it because you can't envision yourself doing anything else. Because the jobs are going to come, the jobs are not going to come. You're going to work for a while, then not work for a while, and you have to be willing to take the bad with the good, I guess.
If someone says the recording studio is in a windowless van, don't record in there.
Because that means you did work on upstream color.
That's right.
Todd just recently sold his windowless van, so you're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I sold it. I got a good deal for it. Someone was very generous, and I was like, "Great, I'll take that offer."
He got a windowless school bus now.
Ooh, wall session.
Are the rest of you going to answer?
That was a really perfect answer, though, you guys, both of you. I mean, on a serious note, both of you. The idea that you're going to do this to make a lot of money, that's not right. That's not real. Do things because you love them, not because you think you're going to make a killing of money. And what Ian said as well is perfect. I mean, be humble and be very grateful for the opportunities you're given. Don't be cocky or have any kind of attitude. Nobody likes that.
And be prepared for a lot of rejection, FYI.
Yes.
Hey, she was really quick here. What's her name?
Oh, and
My name. Go ahead.
the only other advice I have is lock your phone when you're with this.
Chris is the sole reason there's a passcode on my phone. I'm no longer naked and itchy.
Where's that coming
What?
from? The voice in my head.
Hi, my name is Kimberly. Right here.
Hi, Kimberly.
I wondered, have any of you ever even considered becoming face actors, being on the silver small screen?
I'm glad you didn't say real acting. You guys want to do any real acting one day? Is that?
Have you all considered that during any point in your careers?
Where do they do face acting?
You've got the mic a little close to your mouth. Back it off just a little bit, because we're kind of getting fuzzy stuff up here.
Would any of you consider doing face acting instead of just voice acting?
Actually, I think the reality is most all of us do in some form.
Have done.
Most all of us have done. In fact, it's probably fair to say all of us have done theater, which I think you would consider, use your face for that. So, like on stage, theater acting, and on camera acting, most everybody here, I think, we were actors first. And it was only at some point in time that somebody said, hey, you want to try voice acting? And what we heard was acting. And we loved acting. So we got into acting with our voices. But I think all of us have done a good deal of theater and on camera work.
Yeah, I had gone to acting school for 2 years in New York. It's the American Academy American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And I was there for 2 years. And after I graduated, I realized that I had really good theater training in dance and voice and what I needed to do well on the stage, but I didn't really know how the business side of it worked. So I went to school in a casting agency for a while, and I was a sales rep for a jingle writer, and I got some experience with how the other side of, on the other side of the mic or the other side of the camera, how it all works. And that's what happened. The first professional job that I got after acting school was the voice acting role in Star Blazers. So it's a complete departure. And the jobs, the crazy part of this business, the work is going to come out of nowhere, and it can really be a surprise. But that's part of the excitement.
What's fun about voice acting is that you get to play things that you would never normally play. Like when I look at Keroro, who's this alien frog, like how would you? When would you ever get a chance to play that, or get to play Rowan in Tales of Xillia? I would never, you get cast as an old man like that. And so it's fun to do that. It's fun to be able to do those types of roles, and this live action acting or face acting is a lot of fun too. It's just a different vein of acting. It's a different discipline. But they all come from the same place, and it's all fun. It's all great. So yeah, it's like, in this business, you do a little bit of everything, because people are like, I want to be an anime voice actor. Well, like we were saying earlier, that's not really going to be the only thing you do. It's like if you get a call from Spielberg, he's like, I want you to do Back to the Future 4. Like, nope, I only do anime acting. No, we do whatever comes to our plate, and we hopefully it's all within the entertainment industry, and people that get to do that. I'm very lucky to be a part of that and be a part of this crew up here. So we hope it keeps going.
Anyone else, or is that well covered?
I think it's pretty well covered.
This little girl here looks so excited. Okay, your name?
My name's Emma, and I was wondering if there was ever a role that you wanted to play really badly but you didn't get it.
A role you wanted really badly but did not get.
Oh, no, that I've never had that situation. I mean, not that I got every role and started everything or whatever, but that one particular role that I wanted to play that I did not get. No, I'll tell you the truth. Just kind of digressing a little bit. To be really available for roles in anime and such, you really have to be where the production is done. And where we live in Virginia, there is none. So you sort of have to be ready for that eventuality too. And what I've been doing is recording audiobooks from my home studio, because the anime work isn't there. So there have been other opportunities outside of anime that I've been thankfully blessed to be able to do. But no, I can't think of a role that I wanted to do and was not able to.
I have auditioned for Spider-Man probably 4 times, 5 times. And each time, Marvel will tell me, they're like, here are the notes for your first read. And so, but they won't give you another chance, they'll just be like, we don't like it. But when they give you feedback, I applied that feedback to the second time that I read for it for a different game, and they wanted me basically to do what I did the first time I did it, but they didn't get. So it was crazy. And actually, the first time I auditioned for Spider-Man was when I came to AWA, I guess 2 years ago. The minute I landed, we went straight over to a studio where they record Aqua. What is the show? Aqua Team. They record that there, and so I went in there and recorded Spider-Man. I was so excited. because actually I recorded it at your place before I left. I snuck up, I was driving to the airport and my agent called me and said, "You've got to audition for Spider-Man." So I went, and I happened to be right by his studio. And so I ran in, recorded it real fast, sent it, got on the plane, got the notes from the agent. Before we took off, I called a studio in Atlanta and said, "I need to book time in 2 hours or whatever." Landed, went to that studio, then went to the convention. And I was like, man, this is going to be an epic story if I get this. And then when I got the call that I didn't get it, it was epic rejection. But yeah.
That's pretty cool. I had a situation similar to that. It didn't involve as much, breaking into people's studios.
I mean, I had a key.
Yeah. Still wasn't, permitted. We had a restraining order against Todd at that point.
But there are loopholes. There are loopholes.
I had a key, officer. I was actually cast as Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. Do you guys know that show? Yeah. I was cast as Marcus Phoenix, and we did several sessions. And it was during a time when they were having to push forward, even though that there was a huge union strike in California. There was a time where there was a union, a writer's strike. It was just, everything was up in arms. So they brought all their production to Texas. And we recorded several sessions, and then they resolved the strike, and the company said, "Oh, we have to record this in California now." So they ended up finding some dude who's really good, but he sounds very much like me, and I always groan every time I play it. Every time I buy the next version of the game, as soon as it comes out.
Oh, it's John? John?
Yeah.
I do have an answer. I don't have too many anime answers. I do have a couple because, when I read the Black Butler sites before I auditioned for it, I really wanted to be Sebastian, but I actually auditioned to be Captain America. Like, not voiceover, face acting. Like, we didn't know it. They did this whole thing that was, they wanted to get a non-celebrity to be Captain America, and so they did this nationwide audition, and I did the scenes, and I was on my drive home from Austin, and I was like, I have to go behind the lines to find Ricky Harns in one scene, and the other one I am being rejected as a soldier, and I was Captain America, I wouldn't have got it anyway, why did I drive?
There are a lot of characters. There are a lot of roles that I asked him. He said he didn't have anything. I didn't skip him. Sorry. I love Johnny. I didn't skip Johnny. There are several characters that I kind of have been excited to play and didn't get to, but that's the nature of the business. If you know what's really funny, you guys. I thought about this once. Isn't it weird that some of the most, and I'm assuming you guys would probably agree with this, some of the most insecure, people, they're not sure of themselves, and so when they're young, they get into performance because of the applause and the encouragement, the positive reinforcement that it gives them, and then they actually go into a career where you get rejected all the time, which is completely counterintuitive to being somebody who's insecure. Isn't that weird? To really want to be accepted and to want to have people like what you do, and then to go into a business where you're constantly being told, no, you're not good enough, no, we want someone else, no, we need something different. It's really interesting. I was thinking about that the other day. It's funny that we gravitate to those kind of fields that are so challenging, and rejection is part of it. Even beyond not getting the chance to play some characters that I've always wanted to play, additionally, like even Chris was talking about, I was playing a couple of characters in some shows that I was absolutely loving, and then the studio went out of business, and the studio lost all of the licenses, and another company picked it up, and they recast. So there's the one layer of not getting to ever play a role that you wanted to play. And then there's another layer of getting to play the role, like Chris is starting to actually record. And 10 or 15 episodes in, something happens and it blows up. Johnny and I got to be a part of something very special that we were working on. And it was in litigation Can we talk about it? Johnny and I were both in the new Yu-Gi-Oh series.
What?
Zexel, right? Johnny and I were both playing leads in that show, and we were having a blast. He sounded amazing, and we were just having a great time. But what we didn't know was, at the same time as they were recording in Los Angeles, 4Kids was rushing to get a recorded version out in New York. And what we also didn't know, and this is things that actors aren't really privy to, there was all kinds of legal stuff going on in the background. And ultimately, both of these studios were recording their versions at the same time, Johnny and I in LA, and the LA version, the company that was behind that, which, by the way, was the original Japanese company. They were directing the recording in LA that Johnny and I were part of, and they ultimately lost the court case and of their own show, exactly. They had lost the court case, and so the 4Kids version was the version that ended up being released, and we weren't able to be a part of it, and we loved it. So that kind of thing hurts even more sometimes when you actually start to play a role. Did we?
I can't. We did like at least the whole season. It was at least 26, right?
Might have done the whole first season, yeah. Anyway, so that's kind of a bummer. But again, back to what everybody said. That's part of the deal, you know? You throw your hat in the ring, you do the best you can, and you hope for the best, and you move forward.
Okay, and we have a question right here. What's your name? Sandra. Sandra, what is your question?
I just had a chance to see a really interesting voiceover movie called In a World. Have you guys seen it, y'all?
Haven't gotten to see that yet.
No. And could anybody comment on it? At the end, Gina Davis, as a film producer, talks about how being the voice of a movie trailer offers great power. Could you comment?
Where are you?
Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Mom. Okay.
Note to self, get a moderator who's taller than people sitting down. So, Gina Davis says to be a voice in a trailer is to have a lot of power. Is that what you said?
It's great power.
Sorry, I still didn't.
And with it comes great responsibility.
So she wants to know if you
what would help,
have your
I think
opinion.
what would help is if you speak very clearly, very slowly and clearly.
All right.
Good.
Gina Davis plays somebody who's resurrecting a quadrilogy, and instead of a regular good old boy voice actor, they let an unknown sub when the famous person doesn't show up sick and is a no-show. So it's a combination of events where she's competing against her dad, who's like that In a World guy on the Geico commercials, and she lands a job. Her dad leaves the ceremony where he's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and she's in the bathroom when Gina Davis says, "You need to understand, you weren't the best, but I picked you because you were the right one." Something like that.
Well, I guess we don't need to watch it now.
Have you seen The Man of Steel yet? He kills Zod at the end. Gotcha!
Thank you, David. Alright, I have been up here and I was like, oh, shoot.
The answer to that question is yes.
Your name?
Emery,
Emery, what is your question?
what is the creepiest thing a fan has done?
I think we had this question before. Yeah, we did. I think creepy and awkward are kind of the same, right?
Same thing.
Let's get a guy. You. What's your name?
Joseph Jones.
And your question?
What's your favorite voice to do?
The favorite voice we've done?
Broly, Dragon Ball Z, done.
Just answer this one quickly, I guess.
Wait, did we go back to the what was the lamest voice we ever did that we ever had to do? Oh, favorite? Okay, I'm sorry. That voice, I know for a fact, he liked playing it, but it was one of the hardest things I've seen him have to deal with. I know he's probably done way harder things, but Vic recording Broly, I felt physically bad for him as he was recording it.
You guys, I don't get many opportunities to thank Chris Sabat He's one of the most benevolent directors that I've ever worked for. You know, when we record Broly, Chris, nobody understands DBZ better than Chris Sabat, right? He knows what it takes to voice that show. And I have said in your absence many times, I have an amazing amount of respect for the people that did that show, because what it requires physically, vocally is insane. But whenever we record Broly for any DBZ games or anything, Chris is very kind about it. He's like, all right, you know what? Give me 10 minutes of bloody, larynx tearing, flesh ripping, screaming, and then we'll take a break and let it calm down a little bit, and then we'll do it again.
I feel so sorry, because really, nobody should have to go through that torture. Like, no one should have to go through that sort of torture. And Vic is not necessarily an actor who's known, that you don't go, I need someone who's going to just scream constantly. I think I'm going to call in Vic for that. But unfortunately, Vic, ironically enough, got cast on the one character who screams all the time. Like, all of Broly's lines in the video games, like, everyone else has lines like, you know, check out my Super Saiyan strength, or whatever. All of his are just like, all of his lines. And it hurts my soul when he's saying them too. He's doing it, and the engineer and I are both going, oh God, that one's gonna hurt. But it's interesting that you find that one of your favorite voices. That's cool.
Anyone else want to answer?
I like a lot of them, you know. It feels weird. Like, I'm sure everyone says this as, like, you know, choosing your favorite child or whatever. But I guess if I had to choose, I would say Nero from Devil May Cry is probably... And I mean, it was just my natural voice, but I think the thing that made it maybe more one of my favorite roles, I guess, is because it was a script. And so I wasn't like if I'm voicing like Ichigo, it's animated, and basically I have to do exactly what the picture shows. If he's crying, cry, scream, scream, or whatever, right? But with Devil May Cry, I had a script, and I got to create all of that. I got to say, oh, this is a good moment for him to scream or cry or whatever. So that, it just felt like I wasn't limited to anything, by picture or whatever. And so, it's my favorite.
Since I don't have a favorite, I'll just give 3 and the reason why. Reiner Luke from Legend of the Legendary Heroes, because it's my own voice and I got to play the most with that. Thank you. And I would say Chuck was crazy hard in Penny and Stalking, because it would just say like random chucking for 3 minutes, and so I'd get 2 passes at it. And then honestly, Brooke has ended up being my, by far, it's because genuinely it's the hardest role I've had, and it's just really hard and therefore rewarding, and I really like it. So those are mine.
Let's see. There's a voice that I've never stopped doing, and it's still Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z. But I also really loved Kuwabara in Yu Yu Hakusho. You just ask stupid boys. And I don't get to play stupid guys very often. The guys I end up playing are usually like really tough and always take their shirt off, or like can blow up people with the fire that shoots out of their hands and stuff. This guy was just kind of dorky, and I liked him. And Garderbell.
I like Natsu. My throat doesn't like him, and sometimes those screams are 7 seconds long, full throttle. But yeah, he's a lot of fun. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten a tattoo of him on me if I didn't love it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo. I believe it was Johnny who said, trying to pick who's your favorite child. It's hard to do. I'm proud of both roles that I've done, but Nova is the one that's dearest to my heart. It was my first job as an actress, and 34 years after we've done it, the show was only on the air for about a year, and all this time, I'm finding out there were fans of the show, and people just love it. And people are coming up to me with their grandchildren and telling me how much they love the show now. So that would be my answer.
For the sake of honesty, I need to confess. When I said Broly, I was kidding. I was being ironic because he terrifies me so much, and everybody knows how much how much.
Okay, because I was like, how could you not? You missed the most obvious one that, you could not have loved to play Edward Howard at any.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? I played Ed longer than I played anyone else, and so you really develop. You understand? You really develop a real love and a real connection to characters that you play for a long period of time. So Ed's definitely the favorite thing I've ever gotten to do. But as I always say, a very, very close second place is Tamaki.
I'd like to remind the newer people what the rules are. Please no character-specific questions, no voice questions, and no voice actor-specific questions. It has to be a question that all of them can answer. So let's get somebody in the back. Let me see your hands. Anybody have a question? Your name?
My name is Samira.
And your question?
My question is, do you think that it's, sorry, I had it in my head and it's gone. Do you think you have a better chance of getting a job if you actually went to school for it rather than just trying to do freelance on your own?
That sounded kind of like do you think you'd have a better shot at a job if you actually got an education? I think it certainly helps, obviously. I mean, I went to SMU and I graduated with a BFA in theater. And but also, I was so proud of that in the time that I had there, and the things the skills you developed and the friendships that you developed for life. And then a couple years later, I read an article that says one of the top 5 most useless majors in the world. Number 3 was theater. Number 1, anime voice acting. No, I don't know. I just remember that one, and I'm like, Mom! There went $150,000. Good one, Scoob!
I actually heard somebody say if you want to be an actor now, it's better for you to get a marketing degree and a minor in acting. So you can get all your acting training, but marketing is almost more important sometimes because that's just, I don't know, I read that somewhere. Because I went to school.
Yeah, I wish there was some sort of a magic formula for being successful in this particular line of work. It's not. I always usually just compare and contrast it to something like medicine, where you go to school for a certain amount of time and you get a certain degree and then you pick a specialty and that sort of thing. This business, it definitely, if you're in school, stay there, finish your education. Don't just pack up and move to, LA or Houston or, wherever the work is being done, hoping for the best. You have to look at it as a business and treat it, professionally. So definitely, if you have, the more training you have, the more people you make contact with along the way in school, because you never know. In this business, a lot of times, it's who you know, or who knows somebody who may be doing some casting or something. It's crazy. There is no one guaranteed formula for success.
You guys, in just about every performance field, it is much more important to the people casting that you're able to do what they're looking for. Like, if they meet the perfect person for a role, they're not going to say, well, we really wanted to cast that guy, but he doesn't have a degree in theater. I mean, that's not the way it works. There are a lot of vocations where a degree is necessary. Performance-oriented, performance arts, not usually one of them. However, having said that, you will benefit greatly from the experience of training in different areas. You'll be a better actor, dancer, writer, singer, musician, instrumental player if you study those crafts. Now, it may not help you get a job, but because that's just the nature of performing arts. But it will make you a better, it make you better in your creative art, whatever it is.
All right, we have less than 10 minutes left, so lightning round. Please only ask questions that have quick answers. Your name?
But not about voice or acting or...
My name's Kayla, and my question is, would you ever consider, or how would you feel about if all you and some other voice actors would have like a reality show?
So somebody can get voted out of the studio?
Can I be the one that gets naked and pees in the pool?
Again.
Yeah.
Just our voices in the show?
I don't know, I'm kind of the opinion, oh goody, another reality show. There's a fresh new concept.
I'd watch it.
You'd be in it.
I'll be honest, it'd be the most boring reality show you've ever seen. I'm not, because it would just be like tick, 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 and say 11:35 p.m. It's just like, go to everyone's house and everyone's still sleeping. Except for Todd, he's working out. That's it.
Next question? Okay, what's your name?
Ashley, if you could voice one of the other voice actors' characters, which one would you do?
Once again, a little louder.
If you could voice one of the other actors on the panel or in general? Okay, if you could voice one of the other actor on the panel's characters, which one would it be? This would also require them to know their friend's work.
Todd's.
I would want to voice a character that's been passed down the Armstrong line for generations.
What was that?
I said drop it about 3 semitones and we'll be good.
I can't even grow a beard. Give me a break.
Anyone else?
I actually would love to play like any of the roles that any of these other people play, because all these people played awesome stuffs, and I have such a deep voice. I don't get to play the fast-talking, spastic, high-voiced characters ever, and it would be fun to attempt one, but I wouldn't be very good at it. Nope. My voice just doesn't work that fast. It doesn't wake up till 4.
I would have liked to do Got a Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a phone.
When I was handed a question, what song you loved as a kid that you will still sing out loud unapologetically?
Whatever happened to predictability? The young man capable and even dreaming.
That was the Perfect Strangers thing.
Yeah, right on. Did that upset you? What's your favorite song, Vic? What song do you sing still?
Everything, anything that comes to mind. Something will get in my brain. You guys are probably the same way. You hear something and then you just can't stop singing it. Now this doesn't even have lyrics, but you know what's currently stuck in my mind? I can't get it out. The whole Doctor Who theme. I've been binging on Doctor Who. I can't get it out. I'm gonna make up my own lyrics. Doctor Who. Doctor Who's on right now.
What about you, Johnny?
Are we on a different question? What song did I like to sing as a kid?
That you would still sing unapologetically.
Oh.
5-minute warning.
Da-da-da-da, Inspector Gadget.
Go, Gadget Bosch.
Let's see. Man, I loved TV themes when I was a kid too. It's funny how many of them start like. Now I have a daughter, and all of her songs have, all of her shows that she watches have themes. I love the theme from Facts of Life. Did you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and here you have it. I love that song gets stuck in my head a lot. And another song that gets stuck in my head is a song. It just goes do 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 do, and I hate it, but if I hear it again, it'll stay in my mind for like a month.
We should do some kind of a panel where like you sing a line from an old TV show and see if people know what it is.
Yeah. I just found out that people don't know either of the two I just mentioned. So.
Okay, here's one line. See who knows this. Who can turn the world on with her smile?
Three people.
You're too young to know that.
Next question. Okay, your name?
Ashley.
Ashley, what is your question?
What have you learned about yourself and life since becoming a voice actor?
What have you learned about yourself and your life since becoming a voice actor?
That's an awesome cosplay, by the way.
I think that's a really last question.
What did we learn since becoming a voice actor? About ourselves. I learned that if I see an anime on TV that has Vic's voice in it, I will watch the whole episode. There was no other part to that.
I would say it's to be, I've learned, shall we say, what is really important as far as how I define success and my worth as an individual. Because a lot of people in this business, if they don't make it, quote unquote, they think it's because there's something wrong with them, or they think it's because the casting director hates me, or something like that. You really do learn over time that that's not always the case. Not everybody works every day of their career. Like I said, I've done 2 anime roles, and those 2 I have fans around the world that I never even knew existed. They didn't know who I was because we didn't have our names in the credits back then. So it took a long time for me to find out about all of this lovely stuff, and the quality of that experience means more to me than anything else I can think of. So I've really learned what's important and how to count my blessings and be grateful for what I have been given.
No, that was mine.
I've learned that I can save a lot of money by eating ramen. No, I've actually learned the most from watching the other actors around me work. Like you guys watched Dragon Ball Z, right? I'm not going to pretend that was not a really crappy dub. Like there was some crappy parts of it. There was some awfulness, especially when we first started. It's really awful. But over the years of being lucky enough to be able to do that, I started working with other actors, and eventually, not only were the Funimation people there, like Laura Bailey came in, and then Eric Vale came in, and then Kent Williams, and then finally like Colleen Clinkenbeard, and then there were these amazing actors that we started working with, and then people from the Austin group started coming in, and Todd Haberkorn, and then the Houstonians came in, like with Vic and Monica Rial, and you watch these people work, and I am so grateful and lucky to have been a director, because I wouldn't be even a fraction of as good as I am if I hadn't been able to watch those other people do what they do. So I guess, I don't know, it's a weird question.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. When you direct, you can go, oh, that's how you do it. Okay. I found out since I started voice acting, that I've surprised myself at how I'm okay with obsessing to a psychotic point to get something right before I get into the booth. And I didn't know that about myself, that I will be like this laugh for Brooke. I ran around my house doing it over and over and over again for days. My friends got very mad at me because I would be doing that. I would be watching Louis C.K. at 1 in the morning trying to get the laugh down, and I'm really glad I did, because if I hadn't, y'all would have killed me. So, but I didn't know that I had that kind of drive craziness in me, but apparently I do.
All right, I'm sorry to cut it short, but sorry, they're telling me to cut.
Well, I guess I lost my train of thought. But I think I've basically learned that I'm not perfect, and that my so-called voice acting success doesn't make me better than anyone else. I am just like you. Even though I'm just here talking on a microphone and you guys think that I'm somebody special, I'm not. I am exactly like you. I have good days and I have bad days, and I'm imperfect.
That is absolutely, that's a very good thing, Johnny. And I just want to say what I've learned is, and I want to encourage you guys with this, and that's why I wanted to say it. I'm sorry to keep us a little long.
I'm just doing my job.
No, you're awesome. What I learned is that you never know where the blessings are going to come in your life. You can go to school, you can train, you can practice, you can send out demos, you can do all kinds of things, but you never know where the coolest opportunity that could change your life will come from. You never know what's around the corner every day. Every day brings new opportunities. So I want to encourage you guys, don't get discouraged, don't get depressed. My life sucks. Tomorrow, anything's possible. Tomorrow. There are opportunities out there for all of you. You never know where they're going to come from. If we all took the time to tell our stories, how did we even get started? You know what I mean? Most of us never even planned to be doing what we're doing now. And yet here we are with these wonderful opportunities we never expected. So what I learned is you never know where the greatest gifts in your life are going to come from. So be open to all of it. Okay, guys?
Thank you very much.
Todd Haberkorn has an autograph signing tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It is not in the program guide, so if you guys want to get an autograph from Todd tomorrow. Not leaving for the masquerade. So if you were here for the masquerade, you can stay. And then one more round of applause for our dancers.
And thank you, our moderator, Jesse.
My band has a concert tonight at 9.